So you decided to rent a vehicle in Melbourne, but what car provider actually works better in Melbourne? Is it a good idea to go with a global or a local operator? What car rental would I suggest, and most importantly, which one personally I would avoid? Well, without further ado, let's talk straight away about the global operators like Budget and Avis here on my back. Usually these providers offer newer and more modern cars, which is a great plus, and they offer on-site pickup at the airport, so you don't need to take any van or shuttle to go to the off-site office. And this is gonna save probably, 20-30 minutes at least. I love the fact that most of them are connected to frequent flyer programs, so I can top up my card with more miles that I can use to fly, of course, or to rent another car. And also they tend to be open extended hours, especially at the airport, which is a great plus if you have an early or a late flight. However, all comes with a price, because these global operators tend to be around 10 to 20% more expensive than the local operators. Then you have the possibility to go with a local provider, but this one usually doesn't have the latest models of cars like the global providers have. Also, the availability may be limited, and for this reason I definitely suggest to book as in advance as possible, and definitely they are not connected to any frequent flyer program. Although I don't find this as a deal breaker, but more of a benefit of going with the global providers, of course. And usually if you book the car at the airport, these local providers don't have a presence straight at the airport, but they're gonna pick you up with a shuttle, which typically comes free of charge, of course. Before revealing my favorite car rentals here in Melbourne, let me tell you how I usually book my cars. Well, for the last 5 years I've been using a comparative website which works like an Airbnb of car rentals, where every single provider is ranked between 5 and 10 stars based on feedback of the customers like myself. So I usually filter above 8 stars and I get only the most trusted companies. And I typically book my car from their shortlist, as easy as that. And East Coast Car Rental is definitely one of my favorite here in Melbourne. You can find them both in the airport and in the CBD, which is quite handy. You can even decide to pick up the car in the CBD and give it back to the airport. Service is absolutely top notch, and the cars are really new, which is a great bonus too. Number 2 car rental companies are Simba and Big Boy Car Rental. You can find them only at the airport and they are off-site, but they usually come with a shuttle in 5-10 minutes, very easy going. They both have great deals and also a small deposit of about $300 to $500, which is a great bonus. The only drawback that I see in these two companies is the excess that they have in collision damage waiver at $5,000. And for this reason, I always suggest to rent the car on the website I mentioned before and add a full car insurance for just 8 to 10 US or euros a day, which is a great bargain. If you're looking for a global player or just an on-site car rental company before a provider that is straight at the airport, then Sixt is a good option, because they definitely provide a good service that you can trust, although a little bit more expensive than the local provider that I just mentioned. Another good advantage of Sixt is that you can find them straight at the airport or at the CBD, so you can also think like the East Coast option to rent the car, for example, in the CBD and drop it off at the Melbourne Airport. An operator that personally I wouldn't take is Budget, although you can find it as well here in the city and in the airport, but the service is not as good as the other car rentals that I mentioned in this video. And one company that I would personally avoid and that I do that in every country where they are is Gold Car. They tried to scam me a couple of times and personally I don't trust them anymore. And with that, I guess if you're still with me, you appreciate the effort in making these videos, so take a couple of seconds to subscribe to the channel and also click that like button, because in the next few weeks I will have more videos about car itineraries both in Australia and overseas that you definitely don't want to miss. So that's it for this video. Bye bye, ciao ciao, see you later.